My name is Morgan Adessa. I am a doctor of acupuncture, a Reiki Master-Teacher, and the founder and principal of Substratum Health, an online wellness education and healing practice. Substratum means foundation, or the underlying layer of something. So to me, Substratum Health is about getting to the roots, or the foundational layers of our health issues. For many years, I studied the workings of the human body, exclusively through the lens of Western medical science. As an undergraduate at Stanford, I majored in human biology. I then went on to study public health at Johns Hopkins, and later earned a master's in physiology from Georgetown. I also completed 5 semesters of chiropractic school, which included intensive graduate level training in pathophysiology, the science of disease. These experiences provided me with a pretty thorough understanding of what can go wrong with our physical bodies, our flesh and blood, muscles, bones, internal organs, as well as our biochemistry, our hormones, enzymes, and neurotransmitters. At the tissue level, the cellular level, and the subcellular level, there are an incredible number of biological processes that are important to understand in order to address the many different ways our health can break down and cause us discomfort, or worse. This is what Western doctors go to school for many years to learn, and I, for one, am thankful that there are people who are willing to put themselves through such rigorous training on our behalf. What I have come to appreciate after many years balancing that part of my education with training in Eastern healing traditions and spiritual practices, including yoga, acupuncture, and Reiki, is that there are multiple layers or dimensions to our being, different aspects of who we are. We are far more than our physical bodies. Depending on which philosophy or spiritual tradition you prefer, there are different ways of talking about these different aspects. One breakdown that you've no doubt heard of includes 3 layers: mind, body, and spirit. I like to add to that a 4th layer: energy. Each of us is made up of a body, a mind, energy, or an energy body, and spirit. And we can perceive each of these different aspects of ourself distinctly. Of course, it isn't really accurate to speak of these aspects of self as separate layers. They're all interconnected and integrated so that we experience ourself as a whole self. But when we experience a health challenge, that dysfunction is operating on all 4 layers, and we need to address each of them in order for complete and lasting healing to occur. Unfortunately, the more subtle layers, energy and spirit, are frequently overlooked. In fact, they're not accounted for at all in our mainstream medical models of treating illness. We have medical doctors and physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, and a whole host of other healthcare professionals to treat our physical bodies. We have psychologists and social workers and many other kinds of mental health professionals to help heal our mental and emotional wounds. But we seldom even talk about what's going on with our energy or our spirit, which is really unfortunate because, as the ancient healing traditions have told us, these layers are the foundation of our being. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Regardless of which religion you belong to, or whether you have your own personal spirituality, the idea that spirit is our essence is common to all but the strictest atheists, which incidentally I used to be. There are ways to nourish this aspect of ourselves, to acknowledge and allow our essence to come through us, that provide us with an opportunity for deeper healing. And the energy body is the intermediary between that spiritual self and our minds and physical bodies. All of the symptoms we experience, mentally, emotionally, and physically, are preceded by disturbances in our energy. So we need to include methods of addressing those energetic disturbances in our healing process. When we do address them, we not only help to heal the mind-body layers and resolve the symptoms that we're experiencing with our five senses, but we can also tap into and draw from that deepest substratum layer of spirit, where all healing originates. Pretty heavy stuff. I know, it's a lot to digest. The good news is there are all different kinds of healing professionals out there who offer healing services that are complementary to Western medicine and which address the energy, body, and spirit. Acupuncturists are one of them, but there are many others. They can become partners with you and your medical doctors to provide a more complete approach to healing. We call this approach integrative medicine or integrative health, and it's becoming increasingly more common to find private clinics and hospital centers that offer complementary and integrative services. But there's even better news, in my opinion. There is a lot we can do ourselves to nourish and provide healing for our energy, body, and spirit. I have been exploring and practicing many different self-healing practices for many years, starting with the ancient Chinese practice of Qigong 15 years ago. As an introvert with a pretty independent streak, I never liked to rely entirely on others for anything, least of all my health and well-being. So I was naturally drawn to explore some of the lesser-known ways of self-healing. Even with my scientifically oriented mind, I was actually a patent attorney when I first started practicing energy healing. I was amazed by how powerful and how tangible such practices could be. They changed my life in ways I can't even begin to fully describe. Eventually, it began to feel selfish to keep to myself what I had learned. I created Substratum Health in order to share some of these practices with you so that you can play an active and essential role in your own healing. I'll be offering select teachings from Reiki healing, Qigong, Kundalini yoga, sound meditation, and transformational breath work. These are the practices I have used to recover from burnout, to heal from chronic fatigue, and to maintain vitality and emotional well-being. They are simple, easy to learn, and yet if you stick with them for even a little while, you'll likely be amazed at what they can do for you. Whether you are dealing with a challenging diagnosis, chronic pain, or just the ongoing stress of modern life, these foundational practices can support your healing and growth, making your life easier and maybe even more meaningful. It's my hope that you will have such incredible experiences with them as I did, that you will want to share them with your friends and family and anyone else that you care about. So what's in a name? A lot, apparently. This was a pretty long explanation of Substratum Health, but if you stayed with me, I hope it gave you a sense of what I'm about and what I'd love to share with you. The first foundational practice I'm offering is Level 1 Reiki Training, a live 3-week online course that I developed for those who are interested in developing a Reiki self-care practice. I personally practice self-Reiki every single day. It's the cornerstone of my self-care routine. You can learn more about the course from my next video or on my website, substratumhealth.com. And I hope you'll follow me on social media and on YouTube. There's a lot more to come. Thanks for watching.